Alright gamers, welcome back. World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore Ironman Adventures, episode 173, episode 23 on the Dwarf Paladin. It's a little late at night, I'll be honest. It's like, I think it's like 1:30? Yeah. I figured, couldn't really sleep. Had some stuff to do earlier, went out for a birthday dinner, and it's like, yeah, let's get a late night session. I mostly wanted to play a little later to see if this rare black moss, the fetid, is up. We don't have too much left with Teldrassil. We should be heading to Aberdeen/Darkshore soon, which is exciting. Finally get back to some quests that will give me some experience. It'll be, far and few in between down here, but there are some chains that, as we can see here, are like level 20 or so. We've got a level 17, a level 18. There is a quest here that requires me to go underwater. I need to be very careful with that. I need to remember that I'm not an undead. Water can kill me. I need to be careful. Now I'm playing with my Razor Black Widow. I'm not playing with my Naga right now. I'm just too lazy to switch over. So I might have to click a few things instead of actually being able to just press them quickly with my my mouse. Mostly auto attack, my blessings, consecrate, maybe a heal, even though at this point I'm kind of getting used to using healbot to heal myself, which has been nice. But yeah, probably keep it to a strict hour tonight, just because, it's already pretty late. But I'm realizing you guys can't really see the map, but this is one that I'm not going to concern myself with, pulling over to the center of the screen. You guys don't need to see every inch of it, I guess, but that's what she said. Well, maybe that's not what she said. Maybe that's what he said. Either way, let's get back down to that lake. One thing that's really nice about Paladins when it comes to fall damage is they have a immunity button. If we accidentally jump from a height that's too big, if I'm quick enough on my reaction time, I can just throw a bubble on myself and protect myself, which is really nice. Now again, I've only found this rare on like 2 characters in the past before, maybe three times, but for the most part, he's got a long respawn window. There is quite a few low-level characters that come out here and, do these quests, and if he's up, they're going to kill him, of course, but we're hopeful. Just put it on T for now and just spam it. It's not looking promising, which is unfortunate. I was really hoping that we'd be able to take him down. What are you crying for, buddy? I just gave you a late night snack. Yeah, see, someone's even over here, so... Ah, no. He was up and someone else killed him. No. Oh, that feels so bad, man. Alright, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and hide it. It does give a chain quest, but planting the heart. I think it just takes us back to Donalon. Feels bad, man. Oh, he's playing with his toys. That's what he's doing. Here. Get it. Alright, we need to get a couple more of these blood feather belts and then we're done here. There is another quest over here, Mist, which is like an escort quest, as well as another strange fruit. Damn if I would have logged on like 10 minutes earlier, but I'll be completely honest, I was pulled into Marathon. This is an exotic sample of flora unseen in other parts of Teldrassil. The fronds on this plant shimmer in the forest light, giving it a twisting, pulsing aura. You believe that Denelin would want a specimen of this. Dang it, I gotta go all the way back to Denelin. Come on, man. Alright. 6 to 6. Let's do this escort quest real quick, and then we'll head back to Denelin, I guess. Ooh. A training sword of the monkey. Some garbage. Malachite. Well, at least Mist is still up. I should have stunned a second earlier. Sabercat's fur is a distinctive gray color, blending it into the surrounding forest. As she lays there, you observe that she's badly wounded, with deep lacerations across her back and stomach. She raises her head and gazes at you, bright intelligence shining in blue eyes. She seems to wish to follow you. We'll take the shield here, I think, just for sales purposes, but this is one of my favorite escort quests in the game, at least in Classic, because it's not an escort quest that requires us to follow a mob that's walking. The mob actually follows us, and it fights with us on our tempo, right? Now, Mist is a lower level creature, so it does have, you know, a higher aggro radius. It will pull these spiders and these harpies. But again, like, it's just so nice that Mist follows us, and we don't have to follow Mist. Should probably switch over to the club for a little bit and level that up, but what's our one-handed mace skill at? 65. I want to get it to 75 with my two-handers. Alright, Mist is a companion for Arnia, so let's get this back to her. And she's stoked that Mist is back. Mist, I feared I'd never see you again. Yes, I am well. Do not worry about me. You must rest and recover your health. The enchanted glaive. Their slashing talons and piercing beaks may prove a difficult match for you on your own abilities, Bale, but I have faith that you will not fail at this task.
I am impressed by what you have accomplished here in so short a time, adventurer. Would that I could ask you to remain here to assist me with my duties. But I know in my heart that greater tasks lie ahead for you. I have noticed the oracle tree has just shed a piece of its bark. No doubt it has a task that it wishes completed. You should speak with it.
Mist?
Oh, thank you, adventurer. I feared I would never see Mist again, knowing only her death in my heart, never to be united with my faithful companion. I owe you more than you can know, and you have my eternal gratitude.
You're welcome.
Oh, the forest whispers of your feats of valor, adventurer. As I felt the harpies forced from their nests, a greater calm spread across the forest, its creatures once again feeling safe. I have feared sending another messenger to the archdruid, but I know that you will see my message safely to him. Deliver this to him and know that the forest will see you safely along its paths to the forest of stone.
Alright, well, let's head to Denelin real quick, and then we'll head into Darnassus, wrap up what's left of Teldrassil, and then head to Aberdeen. We looted this battery just before. $71, $72. $74. If I can get 75 real quick, I can sell this thing. And there's 75. Another silver bar for the collection. How does this thing stack up against Daryl's? 2.3, 14 to 26, 2.1, 10 to 19. Yeah, I'd rather use Daryl's. Plus my one-handed skill is actually much higher than my one-handed mace skill. My one-handed sword skill, that is. Yeah, it's another like 25 points higher. So I'm just going to sell the club at this point. Excuse me. I think we got our two-handed sword skill up to 105, right? 103 still. Defense is at 104, just about capped out. Tell you what, when we get to Denelin too, I'll turn this quest in. I don't think there is a chain actually. The sprouted fronds. I think we might have a mob to kill over here if I remember correctly. Maybe we go in and then go out. Yeah, we do. Fuck. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna head to Relin. Turn these quests in. He's actually going to have us return to Denelin, as we can see here, and then I have to take on Oak and Scal. So what we'll do is we'll head into Darnassus, turn these 3 quests in, Hearth back to Dalinar, so we're close, talk to Denelin, finish up these 2 quests here. It'll take me to kill a guy in here, and then I'll probably pause as we run back to Darnassus. I'll resume in Darnassus, and then we'll fly to Aberdeen and start Aberdeen tonight. Change our hearth for Aberdeen. Start working on some of the lowest level quests. There's a fishing quest out here that I want to do. Some quests along the coast, some quests right around the edge of the forest here. Try and keep it just to that area. And then, you know, when we hit an hour, we'll call it pretty quickly tonight. And then tomorrow we can really start making a dent on the entire zone. The lower half is actually pretty decent as far as still offering us some experience. We got some 18s, some 20s, 15, 20. This one's a little low, but that's fine. And then again, there's some in here, 18, 17, 18, 24 is a little high, like we said, but some of those also have chains, which might lead into like a 16 there, an 18, an 18, an 18, a 21, 17, 17, 17, 17, 20. Buzzbox is 16, so some of these will give experience, the chains at least. Darnassus is so cool, man. I remember being a kid and coming into this major city for the first time in Classic and just being blown away. The music, the visuals, the scale of everything, the giant ancient protectors, the ancient of war.
It is my honor to provide for adventurers, for they are heroes in the making.
Now when we eventually play our Night Elf Druid, we'll definitely pick up one of these great horned owls. Very cool. Sneeze, hang on. Okay, just one. We'll go to the Cenarian Enclave first and then head down to the Temple of the Moon. one of my dwarven brethren. Looking sick. Those quests are just turning in wool, I believe, which gives you rep for the city that you turn it in at, which is why we always hide those quests whenever we're looking at major cities, just because I don't really care about the rep on a hardcore character. If this was Era, I might actually do that, you know, depending on what class and race combo that I have. I might want a different factions mount, so I would farm all the way up to Exalted, but in hardcore I don't really care about that stuff. The materials are much more valuable in what they can make in hardcore, in my opinion. Have you been to Wellspring Lake, Bill? Have you been hunting timberlings there?
Well done. These tumors are the symptom of the timberling's disease. They are filled with a poison that we must cleanse from our new land. I will dispose of these tumors. Thank you, adventurer. I have just received word that Denelin at Lake Alameth has discovered what may be the cause of the tumors that plague the timberlings. Please speak with him and tell him I sent you. Make haste, adventurer. He needs our help.
Of course. Obviously, this is where the druids train. I didn't look. Was that guy solo self-found? He didn't have shoulders, so I'm assuming he is, but he did have engineering goggles, which isn't too hard to get. We did that on our rogue, of course, but
If you are here to waste my time,
doubt so.
then you are wasting the time of the Cenarian Circle as a whole. For your sake, let us hope that you are not foolish enough to be doing just that.
I'm not. This is Archdruid Fandral. We've heard stories about him. He's the one that convinced the Druidic Council to plant Teldrassil and try and, like, basically make a mock tree of immortality, eternal tree. You come with the spirit of a forest strongly within you, Paladin. What business do you have with the Archdruid of the Kaldurai?
I wondered why the Oracle Tree had not communicated with me for so long.
They're pissed with you, bro.
It seems that some problems are lessened while others grow to greater concerns. I fear my work on Teldrassil shall never be completed, and our immortality never restored.
Newsflash.
Nonetheless, you have done the
It
Oracle
won't.
Tree's task well, and should be rewarded for your diligence. If you had enough time to run messages for the Oracle Tree, then I'm sure that I can press you into service to deliver a message to the Grove of the Ancients in Darkshore, due south of Aberdeen. You will most likely have to secure transport on a hippogriff, but I have faith enough in you that you can manage that. Take this to Onu, the Ancient of Lore. He has been awaiting word from me, even as I waited for news from the Oracle Glade.
Right, and the crown of the earth. I know that I did not summon you, so I cannot help but wonder why it is you've come to speak with me. Whatever it is, please make it quick.
Ah, yes, the water I had requested. Tanaron and Corethris certainly took their time in having it delivered, perhaps not choosing the most reliable of messengers. Nonetheless,
Why
I
am
can
I
finally
catching
get back
strays?
to my work then. The weight of Teldrassil's problems fall upon my shoulders, a yoke I would wish to soon be rid of. Take this, you may find some use for it.
Thank you, Archdruid, I guess. Alright, last but not least, let's turn in the silvery spinnerets. When it comes to my druid, I think I'm going to probably get the riding striped frost saber. I like this one, but we're going to save this one for my Night Elf rogue at the very end. Like I said, we started with a undead combat rogue, but when it comes to hardcore, I want to do every class and then finish it up with another rogue, except that rogue I'm going to play like subtlety, like a subtlety assassination hybrid. It'll be a line side, and I have the idea of maybe doing the assassin challenge, which we've talked about, where it's basically, you know, you can only use specific armor pieces. There's some some fun things to it. I haven't made up my mind if I would do that or if I would just level like assassination subtlety, but I figured it'd be nice to mix it up, just because we've already done a rogue on the channel. But I want to, since rogue's my main class, like have one on the horde, do all the classes, and then to wrap up the series, do one more rogue that's on the alliance, and then have, you know, one on each. And for me, it'll be a Night Elf rogue, because that's actually the rogue that I wish I could play in Era, but you're just trolling if you're not playing a human on, if you're planning on doing anything endgame. So I always kind of had to put up with being a human rogue, even though Night Elf rogues are just, that's at my heart, right? That's the true race class combo that I want to play when I play a rogue on the Alliance. On the Horde, we went undead, even though on Era I also play an undead rogue, because, I mean, that's just iconic. I didn't want to play a troll or an orc rogue, honestly, but I regret the task that I've asked you to carry out, but Lady Sathra is beyond hope. It is our hope to offer the sacrifice of the spinnerets to Elune. With this sacrifice, Elune blessed Sathra so that she might be reborn and at peace.
The forest mourns for Lady Sathra, but it was something that had to be done. Thank you, Adventure.
10 silver.
Now you must finish the task to which you have been appointed. Take the spinnerets and offer Lady Sathra's sacrifice to Elune. Lay the great spider to rest. Inside this temple, find the central fountain. There is where you may leave the sacrifice. The holy waters will purify and cleanse the corruption that drove Sathra mad. When you have completed this, return to me.
Literally, it's just right here. Cleansed. The spirit of Sathra is once again at peace, and you can see her roaming the fountain. I actually never really noticed that, but that's so cool. Sweet Lady Sathra.
The loss of Lady Sathra is distressing, but in this way only may she be reborn with a renewed spirit. May Elune willingly accept the sacrifice that you have offered her.
Alright, now let's hearth. We'll head back to Dolinar and go to Denelin. Finish this last little chain up. My goods are of the highest quality. 88 silver. We're almost back up to a gold when we were literally just at 5 silver. That's nice. That is nice. I love the Sentinels. I wish you could play as a Sentinel or at least get that weapon. They're so cool. The soundtrack also just slaps. Come on now. We'll pull out Henry here in just a second. I was thinking about it. I should have named him Harry, the Hare, but that's too on the nose. Return to Denelin.
Ah, so Relian sent you to aid me. I'm glad you arrived here so soon. I've discovered something quite disturbing. In a cave along the southern bank of the lake, a timberling named Oakenscowl is spreading corruption to all the creatures that make Lake Alameth their home. I dared not get too close, but even from a distance it is obvious. Oakenscowl is being poisoned by the largest tumor I have ever seen. I would call it gargantuan, even. Adventurer, you have already done much to aid my efforts, but I ask of you one more task. Hunt down Oakenscowl and collect the tumor. Remove this source of corruption from my home.
We'll do what we can. We also found this. You have something for me?
Where did you get this? I haven't seen a plant like this since a sojourn I made to the Swamp of Sorrows decades ago. It's amazing
we'll go there one
that
day.
A specimen made its way to Teldrassil, and it's grown to such a size. Thank you, adventurer. Forgive my shortness of words, but there is a test I would like to perform on this frond.
He puts it in the planter. I hope this frond takes root. Hey, sprouted fronds. Do these give me a quest? Pretty sure these are just like healing, right? The fronds Denelin planted within his garden have sprouted and grown. They tremble, eager to be picked. Yeah, this is basically just some food that sells for quite a bit, honestly. Alright, let's go take down Oakenscal, and then we're done with Teldrassil. Teldrassil, like I said, it's my favorite place to quest purely for the vibes when it comes to Alliance starting zones, but it is very much like spread out, quite big, and there's a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, which is kind of annoying. But if you're not in a rush and you can just kind of appreciate it, it's great. And it kind of speaks to like the whole ideology of Night Elves, where it's like, you know, patience. They have all the time in the world, so they're not really in any kind of rush. Even though their immortality, you know, has been stripped away from them, they still have their connection to the tree, which is why when they die, they're an actual wisp versus every other race is like an actual spirit, right? I'd always wondered why they were wisps when I was a kid, but it's because of the tree. They're like, their body and essence are tied to the tree. Very much so like an homage to, again, Viking ideology, but it also feels a little bit like Elden Ring. Now, this was made way before Elden Ring, but like the idea of like the Erd Tree and everything is made in the light, and it all goes back to the tree. The Gargantuan Tumor. Alright, we'll turn this in, and then like I said, I'll pause the video while we run back to Darnassus, and we'll resume when we get into Darnassus. Just to save us some time, because it's been a lot of back and forth and we're already at 30 minutes. I'd like to get some footing in at Aberdeen, but honestly, we might just, from taking all these quests, there's so many here, it might take us like 20 minutes to even read all of these quests. Speaking of reading, we have a ton of books. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 3 in the Stormwind War Room, plus, so 8, plus 1 in the park is 9, plus 9 in Ironforge Library. So that's 18, plus 2 in Lakeshire. That's 20 books that we need to read. But again, we're going to be scattering them over multiple different episodes. Like the next time I visit Stormwind, I'll probably read 1 or 2. The next time we visit Ironforge, I'll probably go to the library, read 1 or 2. And kind of trickle them through the journey. I don't want to just spend an episode reading 20 books. That's not very fun for me or anyone watching, but... Alright, Denelin, we're done. Have you located Oakenscal yet, Dwarf?
I knew you were more than capable of ridding the
Look at all
lake
that
of the
text,
horrible
man.
beast. It is a distressing situation. Oakenscal was once a grand leader amongst his kind. But corruption does not discriminate between the lowly and the noble. The size of this tumor is quite disturbing, but I must study it to learn more about the disease that upsets the Timberling population. Thank you, adventurer.
It's been real, Denelin. Alright, like I said, I'm going to pause the video while we run back to Darnassus to save some time, so I will see you guys in just a second. Alright, gamers, we are back. I made it to Darnassus. Just made some of these linen bandages to sell, and that puts us back over a gold. Let's hit the bank real quick. We'll put up the silver bar and the malachite. As well as our brushwood blade. The issue with the bank now is I'm running out of space, man. I'm gonna be literally down to 1 slot. I'm trying to think of who would I even use the chicken on. Maybe the gnome? The gnome mage? The druid, I want to get a owl. The human, I want to... Yeah, my human priest, I think. I want to get a cat. There's a rare white cat that we can get. My Night Elf Rogue, I'd probably get the black owl. The druid, I'd get the brown owl. I think that just leaves the... So we'd go the black pet owl there. We have the hare here. We have the brown pet owl here. We have the white cat here. So I'd probably get the chicken for the mage, honestly. So I think on my paladin, I'm just going to get rid of the chicken, unfortunately. I really only want to have like 1 or 2 pets on him. And I think I had 1 or 2 pets on the rogue. We had our snake and we had the mechanical chicken. But yeah, I think I'm gonna save the chicken for the mage. Grildor. It was just nice to do the quest and to show what that looks like and how to get it. I know by now everyone knows how to do that quest, but you know, in the sake of completing things, I just wanted to get it done. But yep, Teldrassil complete. Everything's explored. I love that they have this like magical portal. I'm just gonna check over here real quick and see if there's any books to read. These are hippogriff eggs, that's really cool. And some baby hippogriffs. I never actually really noticed that. That's really cool. Oh, I was like, maybe a book on hippogriffs? Cenarian Lore Keeper. Oh, what a missed opportunity. There could have been some books here. We don't need to talk to the fisherman. Check the supplies real quick, though.
The fish off the coast of Teldrassil are quite large and robust. Rumors say it is the speedy growth of our New World tree that is the cause.
Alright, let's catch a flight to Aberdeen. Spend the next like 10-20 minutes taking all these quests and listening to
maintain
quest text.
Our link to the mainland, we have hippogriffs constantly flying between Rutheran village and Darkshore.
And now that we're going back to the mainland, we can put on find minerals again, because Teldrassil being a, as you can see, it's a massive tree. We can only see the outline of it now, but again, it's not like a natural made occurrence on Azeroth, so of course there's no ore there. There are herbs there, but we can finally get back to getting some ore. I also couldn't smelt this copper down in Darnassus because again, they don't have any forges, any anvils, no blacksmithing area, right? There's no mining trainer. You have to do all of that in Aberdeen, and it's only because there's a small subsect of dwarves in Aberdeen that have kind of set up camp, right? I guess these are like elven lighthouses to kind of light the way in the night. Aberdeen, though. I love this place. Alright, a lot of quests here to accept. A lot. Let's talk to Gwyneth.
May a loon walk with you, adventurer.
And
the
you,
Temple
Elf.
of the Moon has come to help the troubled citizens of Aberdeen. Majestic sea creatures are known to launch themselves at the Darkshore coastline, beached there until they die. Lately, these beasts have been washing ashore in ever-increasing numbers. I've been sent here by the Temple of the Moon to investigate, but the presence of murlocs along the water has made my research difficult. There is a giant creature washed ashore just south of Aberdeen that is ringed by the foul grey mist murlocs. Could you go there and retrieve bones from the creature for our study?
Sure. We can help. Now, Gubber Blump. This is a Forrest Gump reference. I love it.
Hi there, I'm Gubber Blump.
I got some extras with me. The family and the fishing pole.
I love fishing. The Blump family is known for fishing. My name is Gubber Blump. I fish. There's a kind of fish I like to catch around these parts called dark shore grouper. I used to go out on a boat to fish for grouper, but no boats have been going out since them mean old murlocs moved in. I bet they've been eating up all the grouper too. Say, you want to help me catch dark shore grouper? I'd give you a bona fide Blump family fishing pole if you did. It's a real good pole to catch fish with.
Fruit of the sea.
I love crab. Crabs are the fruit of the sea. You can bake it, barbecue it, boil it and broil it. They're pan-fried, deep-fried and stir-fried. There's crab salad, crab soup, crab stew, pepper crab, lemon crab, whipper-root crab and iron-forged surprise crab. That's about it. I'm here fishing right now, so I can't get any fine crab chunks. You can pick them out of reef crawlers and encrusted tide crawlers. You can make a lot with it. You can bake it, barbecue it, boil it.
Put it in a pan. So we do get these crustacean boots, which they're similar to our boots right now, but they're just a little better as far as like they get a little more armor. Definitely doing that. You can boil them, fry them, stick them in a stew. Let's change our hearth here. Shawsissy.
Your body looks worn and your spirit weary. Rest yourself beneath our roof and allow Elune to guide your dreams.
Thank you, sister. Sorellin Whiteclaw. Whiteclaw?
In the aftermath of the battles at the Well of Eternity, I heard that Amatharan had been destroyed, its people dead, including my love, Anaya. I would never have thought, thousands of years later, that memories of Anaya would still haunt my dreams.
Damn, thousands of years
Wandering
later.
the woods of Darkshore in a stupor, I found myself in the ruins of Amatharan, where I saw the haunted spirit of my beloved.
Oh,
She must
no.
be freed, but I lack the heart to do it. Her spirit must be destroyed.
We do get the Tears of Grief. If I was an alchemist, I would keep this item, but we'll get this on our druid and keep that in the bank. But I'm just gonna sell it on this character. Now there is a couple pools of fish here that we'll hit real quick, just off the dock. Hopefully we can get some of the Darkshore groupers while we're doing this too. $127 on the fishing. I have a feeling our fishing is going to be just the same as our cooking, where we're going to max it out before I'm able to get the book to train for the next level to become an expert fisherman and chef. But we'll see. Honestly, we have a lot of fishing to do, and I kind of want to spend the time that we do have left in this session talking to the NPCs, so I'm probably going to pause the video while I fish up these two nodes here, and I'll resume when we're done, so I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright gamers, just went ahead and took some time to fish up the Darkshore grouper as well, so let's just get that done. There's plenty of good dishes you can use Darkshore groupers for. They're good to eat, but I think it's more fun catching them. You got any groupers yet?
Some real nice groupers, adventurer. Thanks for helping me out. You're at least as good of a fisherman as my cousin, Graun Blump. She also has a beard and she smells kind of funny, but that don't do nothing to stop her fishing. I reckon you have what it takes to use a Blump family fishing pole.
Thanks, Gubber. And we got all these in the interim. I'm just gonna chuck all this stuff. Alright, it's time to take a billion quests. We have a wanted poster here, wanted Murkdeep. Attention, a reward is being offered for the death of the Murloc Murkdeep. This foul beast is known to be responsible for the death of at least one sentinel and is suspected of causing the sinking of at least 2 cargo vessels in the waters off Darkshore. Murkdeep was last spotted at a hutted Murloc camp south of Aberdeen and is thought to be protecting the huts there. Reward claims for this bounty should be claimed with Sentinel Glinda Nowshi in Aberdeen, the Aberdeen Village Council. So we get a belt. This is huge. I don't have a belt yet. I definitely want to do this quest. That'll be one of the last slots that I don't have that's green. Barithris, Moonshade.
I am devising a potion that requires rare mushrooms. Mushrooms that grow only in a certain cave. The cave lies behind Cliffspring Falls, to the east and slightly north along the mountains. I would go there myself, but I was advised by the Grove of the Ancients to stay away from that place.
So you sent me to do it, huh?
Venerable allies sense that the cave is the hiding place for a new evil in Darkshore. Please, adventurer, gather the mushrooms for me, and while doing so, scout the cave to confirm the Ancients' fears.
We do get a new cloak that I might wind up switching to. 2 stamina. It's kind of nice. Ibru Ash Bale. Ala Mush Riash. Shariadun Balaf. Dath Ishnu Ash. Dathanar Riash. Dieb Ala Fala. I don't speak Elvish, so. Whizbang. Crank Toggle. What a name. Let's go with Buzzbox 827. I can plug this wire in here, and that will power the Fizzletan gear, but then the Hydroflange will need an alternate power source. Maybe I can... Oh, hello! Hey, want to help me try a new invention?
Hey! Help me with my latest invention, the Buzzbox! You can talk to people far away! Maybe you've already seen them! They're boxes with levers on them! The only problem is they need constant maintenance.
These are awful inventions.
A different problem, but I made a really smart decision. I placed each one near creatures that have the proper parts to fix that particular machine. Right now, Buzzbox 827 is on the Fritz. It's just south of Aberdeen, real close. It takes 6 crawler legs to fix it. I'll pay you.
I'll pay you.
I came to Aberdeen because of the quiet. I want to invent my inventions where it's quiet. Because after a night of drinking, I don't like all the noise of Ironforge. So I took a ship to Aberdeen and had a little too much to drink on the way. I dropped my box of Gaffer Jacks overboard. I need my Gaffer Jacks.
Oh no.
I don't know exactly where I dropped them, but if you fish for them in the ocean, you might get lucky.
Bring 8 Gaffer Jacks to Whizbang. Okay. We'll talk to Sentinel Glinda. This is who we're supposed to report to when we take on Murkdeep. The Red Crystal. Corruption sneaks into nature's grove. The forest must be protected at all costs.
Hostile moonkin roam in ever-increasing numbers to our east. They once were thought to be gentle, almost mystical creatures. While some continue to hold reverence for them, the safety of Aberdeen forces me to keep a more realistic view. I've received reports that moonkin are being drawn to a large red crystal along Darkshore's eastern mountain range. No one has any idea what that crystal is, or even if it really exists. I want you to locate it over there and report back to me what you find.
Right. Oh no, I fat-fingered Z. I was trying to click this guy. Well, there goes my bubble. Thankfully, it's only a 5-minute cooldown, and the Forbearance debuff is only a minute. Buff her and her pet. Now, these are the dwarves. They're part of the Archaeology League that we talked to in Darnassus. They kind of told us that the dwarves would be here. Which is nice for us, because, you know, we are a dwarf. Mining trainer, blacksmith trainer.
That's a piece of steel worth wearing. Form and function ladless, I am impressed. Only ever seen its match once. A master in the Great Forge named Grumnus Steel Shaper. I bet he has learned a few things since then. Could probably teach some to you.
Grumnus. Alright, let's smelt down this copper while I'm here. Just to save some bag space. As well as I'll probably make a few more of the sharpening stones. 4 more to be exact. That way I have 2 stacks of 20 and 1 that I can just throw on my weapon right away. Actually, maybe I make a couple more for tomorrow when we play. That way I can keep the 2 stacks nice and clean. And I'll have another couple throwaways. Again, once we're done with Aberdeen, we'll probably have a good collection of copper and maybe some tin. We'll get that all smelted down, and then from here we'll be going to, what do we say? I think Redridge. So we should be taking a boat back to the wetlands. We'll take a flight from the wetlands to Ironforge and do some work in Ironforge because we have way too much copper. And honestly, a lot of bronze at this point. I might want to use some of this bronze and thin out our stocks here. Let's talk to archaeologist Holly.
I'm so glad Chief Archaeologist Grey Whisker sent for us. What an honor it was when Master Grey Whisker assigned me to work under the guidance of the great prospector Remtravel. At the Academy in Ironforge, everyone knew of Remtravel's great discoveries, but the prospector is rather, oblivious to his surroundings. We had uncovered evidence of a great society. Horrible golems sprang forth from the ground and overran the site. Remtravel never seemed to notice. I ran back to Oberdeen for help. Please travel south and see if the prospector is okay.
Honestly, I'm realizing I have too many quests, and I might have to hold off on taking this one and take some of the lower quests first. So we'll take Easy Strider Living, these two.
Hello, person. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Do you smell that delicious aroma? It's my secret recipe, adventurer, fresh strider stew. Delicious. Perhaps you would be interested in learning the recipe. Before I teach you the recipe, you will need to prove that you can handle the beasts. Now, I don't expect you to go out and tame one and ride it back to me. But if you can kill a few and bring back some of their succulent meat, I may be persuaded to show you the ways of Strider stew.
A Lendarian Night Song, okay. Anything rare on you guys? Nope. Thunderous Windweaver. Dark forces encroach upon our borders, ancient taints resurface, and new evils emerge to topple the delicate balance of the land. In times of such darkness, we all must be vigilant. Bashalaran.
The ruins of Bashalaran to the east are overrun with demonic minions. The sprites and satyrs that have taken up residence in the area feed upon the magical energies of the area, their powers growing from continued exposure. Even with that, I have noticed that there is one shrine they will not approach. On the western side of the ruins, atop a small bluff, a strange blue aura permeates. There must be an explanation to the demon's reluctance. I would like you to investigate it.
Alright. Also, this guy looks sick.
A task I would ask of you.
Yoked.
Have you seen the ruins of Ameth Aran? If not, you will find them on the eastern side of the main road, some ways to the south. Once they were the home of many powerful highborn. Now they are a testament to the destruction their dabblings produced. I've been told by the sentinels that the spirits of the highborn persist, and that they wield their ancient magical implements. Those relics must be appropriated so that we might destroy them.
Of course. Alright, now we can take one more quest, but I think I'm going to get rid of Wanted Murk Deep right now, and we'll take this one on later. I want to do all the great quests right now. So I have Plaguelands and How Big is the Threat. We'll take those two real quick. And honestly, I guess we'll talk to Gershala real quick too. Turn this in. The Corruption Abroad.
Ah, so my brother Argos sent you?
13
I realize you must be weary from your travels, but we have much to talk about.
I am pretty weary, bro.
Foolish blood elves toil with...
Okay, that is a dungeon quest. That's nice. I can skip that. Any books? Alright. Tyranithus?
Adventurer, I've come to find out how rampant the effects of fell moss are throughout Darkshore.
Yeah, we know all about
The
it.
corruption of Teldrassil and our surrounding lands really concerns the druids of the Cenarian Circle and all night elves. It is my goal to find out why this has happened and to put an end to it.
How big a threat?
Some of my brethren were rescued from a corrupt Furbolg in Teldrassil, and I've vowed to stop any more atrocities before more of our kind are injured, or worse. I've seen a couple hints of corruption in Darkshore already, but I have yet to find any widespread signs. I think it would be logical if the investigation continued with the Furbolgs. Would you find one of their camps and return to me if you see any signs of corruption?
Of course. Any books up here? Doesn't look like it. Not this quest. Where's the other quest? Out front? Yes. Tharnarian Tree Tender.
Greetings, person. I am Tharnarian Tree Tender. A sickness spreads across the Darkshore, gripping the minds and bodies of all it touches. The Thistlebears have been hit the hardest by this plague. The once noble beasts are now an instrument of destruction, rabid and frenzied. I may have a cure for this ailment. Take this trap to the forest and lay it on the ground. Any rabid thistlebear that crosses the light shall become docile for a short time. Once the bear is docile, it shall follow you. Lead it back here, adventurer.
Right. Now we have one more spot for a quest. I'm going to take Murk Deep again since we've already read this one. And then for the remainder of this session, I think I'm just going to try and collect crawler legs and strider meat. And just kind of take it easy for the rest of tonight. I am, I'll be honest, I'm pretty tired at this point. So I don't want to get sucked into a big adventure or, you know, go far out and then be like, well, we'll just do one more thing. We'll do one more thing. I'd rather just, you know, stay by the inn. We'll collect what we can with the crawlers here. The crawler claws are just garbage, I think, but the legs are what we need. Getting pretty lucky with those legs. Apparently they do have an 80% drop chance though. I guess we can also grab the first creature's bones. Look at that thing. Beached sea creature. Clams. Still no pearls, which is unfortunate, but this thing looks horrible. Alright, we got pretty lucky with that. Still have about 5 minutes left. I'll see if I can collect some of the, I'll see if I can get a rabid thistlebear and bring it back real quick. I think you have to get it low in order to capture it. Here's one of the Furbolg camps that we have to explore, help find a corrupt Furbolg camp. Check for treasure in here as well. Doesn't seem like it. There's a sickly deer. Unfortunately, that's not what we need. There's another one. Twilight Vale. There's one. There's one as well. We'll get that one. We have a little bit of time left. I can kill a few more of these Striders, though. Strider meat, pretty low drop chance. We got one piece. Alright, we captured him. Let's talk to Heldon, Galesong, see if he has anything for sale. Some recipes. 175, I can't learn that yet though. Sell that stuff. Let's get this bear back, and that should be, bear back. That should be just enough time. Can I cook the clam meat? Yeah, I could make clam chowder, but again, not really worth it. What we're really looking for is tangy clam meat. Crawler meat. I think I'll just, I guess I could make crab cakes. Hang on to the crawler meat. Okay. Ooh, 67%. We can turn in these quests real quick. They should give us chains, and then we'll wrap it up for the night. Let's head back to Tharnarian first. Get this bear back to him. The Plague Lands.
Our work has only just begun, adventurer. Are you prepared for your next task?
Of course.
As I had feared, the cure does not work.
Be cleansed.
It saddens me greatly to order the death of any of nature's beasts.
Oh, it just died.
But the sick and tainted thistle bears must be put down. Return to the forest and destroy 20 rabid thistle bears, adventurer. It will most certainly not put a stop to the plague, but it will slow down the damage the animals are doing to our forest and its inhabitants for a short time.
Right. Tinrithis? How big a threat?
This is terrible news indeed, adventurer. With the fur bogs this close to Aberdeen, we will have to prepare ourselves for the inevitable. Thank you, adventurer.
Of course.
You've already proven adept at scouting our enemy, adventurer. Do you have what it takes to fight them as well? Not all adventurers prefer straightforward combat to the art of stealth and evasion. If you think you're up for the task, then the Furbog camp south of Aberdeen is currently the biggest threat to our people. You'll find some of the Blackwood tribe there. Kill 8 Pathfinders and 5 Windtalkers and return to me here.
Of course. I can't take that quest, Thunderous Windweaver, just yet.
Your scouting of the Furbog...
We'll take that, I guess, tomorrow? Once I make a little more space. I think both of these are going to give me chains, yeah. Gwyneth. It's only recently that these creatures started landing on the coast of Darkshore in such alarming numbers. I can't help but think this is an ill omen of some sort. Recovering a sample of that creature's bones to the south would help us in Darnassus assess the situation.
I hope the Murloc did not give you much trouble in collecting this for us. I will be sure to get this on the next hippogriff to Darnassus. The Temple of the Moon has given me some funds to hand out for assistance. Please have some with our thanks. Your success here emboldens me to offer you a chance to aid the Temple of the Moon further, if you are interested.
Of course.
That beached creature is not an isolated incident here in Darkshore. There are more along the coastline and even in the water. I would like for you to investigate another one that we know of. This one was reported to be in the water due west of Oberdeen, close to a sunken vessel. Return to me with anything that you may recover that would aid our research. Also, in your travels you may find other creatures. By all means, if you should discover anything, then please bring it to our attention.
Recover the sea turtle remains from the skeletal sea turtle in the waters west of Aberdeen. Okay. She also mentions there's others, and if we find them, to just bring them back to her. Here's the buzz box, 827. Buzzbox 827 sits with an eerie silence. A single flashing light indicates that it needs 6 crawler claws to be placed in its holding box. As you place the crawler claws inside the machine, you hear gears beginning to grind. Judging from the banging sounds coming from the buzzbox, you believe the crawler legs are being put in their proper place. Soon the machine begins to hum, and you hear a tiny voice calling out from within. Hello? Hello? You fixed it. This is Whizbang, by the way. Thanks a lot. Hey, you wouldn't want to fix another one, would you? A tiny voice crackles from deep within the machine. Whizbang here. The next buzzbox is north of Aberdeen on the beach. So that's buzzbox 411, and it needs 3 thresher eyes for its repairs. They're just off the coast. The Darkshore threshers... Sorry about that. Just like last time. When you give the buzzbox the goods, it'll spit out the reward. What? No, I'm fine. Dude, he's starting to get a little sauced. Starting to get a little drunk. Alright, we can sell the clam meat.
Thanks a lot.
He gave us a buff for when we play tomorrow, increasing our armor by 105 and all of our attributes by 4. That's pretty nice. We're going to jump in this nice little bed here. And get some rest for the night. Alright guys, we will call it here. We'll continue with Aberdeen/Darkshore tomorrow. Very excited. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Peace and love. And God bless, gamers.